officials. They claim to have that derogatory information about then-candidate Donald Trump, all in the midst of the 2016 election. That's all according to two former intelligence officials and a congressional source. Now, one source tells CNN the potentially derogatory details were in fact financial in nature. The conversations were picked up by U.S. intelligence and showed that the Russians believed they had the ability to influence the administration through the derogatory information. But the sources warned the Russian claims could have been exaggerated or even made up as part of the disinformation campaign they carried out throughout the election. Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper says intelligence agencies were monitoring many conversations between Russian officials.
I will just say that there were a series of communications and dialogues that we grew, I say we, members of the intelligence community that were aware of this, were very concerned about.
This as the White House fends off questions about reports that Jared Kushner pursued a secret communication channel with Russian officials. The FBI is now scrutinizing the meetings between Kushner and Russians, according to a U.S. official. On December 1st, Kushner met with Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak at Trump Tower. In mid-December, Kislyak told Kushner to meet with the chairman of the U.S.-sanctioned VEB Bank, Sergei Gorkov, who has close ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin. When the meeting was disclosed in March, VEB said the meeting was part of a, quote, business roadshow. The White House instead insisted it was part of Kushner's role during the transition. Now, sources defending Kushner say his meetings with Ambassador Kislyak were to discuss military strategy in Syria, and the talks involved former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn.
You're asking if he approves of an action that is not a confirmed action. That being said, I think Secretary Kelly and General McMaster have both discussed that in general terms, back channels are an appropriate part of diplomacy.
It's still unclear whether President Trump knew Kushner was establishing that secret channel.
I'm not going to get into what the president did or did not discuss.
Senator John McCain says either way, the secret communications weren't appropriate.
My view of it is I don't like it. I just don't. I know that some administration officials are saying, well, that's standard procedure. I don't think it's standard procedure prior to the inauguration of a president of the United States by someone who is not in an appointed position.
Reuters reports that Kushner also had two previously undisclosed phone calls with Russian Ambassador Kislyak in April and November 2016. Reuters got information about the calls from 7 current and former U.S. officials. But Kushner's attorney, Jamie Gorelick, countered in a statement. Mr. Kushner participated in thousands of calls in this time period. He has no recollection of the calls as described.